One thing that the school was famous for is we had a cafeteria that all the kids that came in could eat at the cafeteria.
We had a winter carnival every year where we'd go up to a teacher's place in the country. He had a pond and we'd have all kinds of activities.
And I remember Sophie Homenack was the head dietitian. When our eldest daughter, Kim, was born, Sophie made pig mashed potatoes. Yeah, those are that's family, really.
I'm John Jukian, and I was a student here at Thorold when this was Thorold Fonthill, a secondary school run by the Niagara South Board from 1967 until 1970 when I left to go to another high school because of the consequence of the school closing. Our plan is one of encapsulation. It's to take this feature, which is just a concrete, this could be a memorial in a graveyard, the way it appears now, and the concrete is beginning to deteriorate, and what our plan is to encapsulate it. And the encapsulation will be a lead-coated, heavy-gauge copper, which will last for over 100 years, so it will be here for the opening of the capsule, which contains documentary information from the year 1967. The whole project is going to be around a $10,000 project, which seems astronomical to you and I, because we are, just people. This will now become the Fonthill landmark. People will come here to see the oddball maple leaf, or it'll be a noteworthy feature here in the yard of Glennie Creek.
One of the boys, the Polito boy, he had some cards that his dad was in the construction business, and he stuck those in as well. So you never know what's all in there, but we know that we had newspapers from that day, and we had letters. Someone wanted to try and sneak in a bottle of homemade wine to see if it'd be any good in 100 years. Other than that, the ceremony went over without a hitch. I would say that we probably had close to 600 people here. And, the students still remember it. And in fact, I was talking to Charles Secord, who is a resident here in the community. And, oh yes, he remembers mixing that cement. They enjoyed it. It gave them a different type of education, and they certainly enjoyed it. It's too bad that we don't have the same thing now.
It was emotional, putting it in there, and just knowing everybody that had taken part to get it there as a team. And there was no eyes, there was no rivalries or anything else. Everybody just worked together and did it. Jack Noble, who was the principal here, I had left school for a short time at the beginning of grade 12. And I was hanging around the school because my girlfriend was still going to school here. And he took me aside and talked to me, and I was back in school on the Monday. And I'd like to say thank you very much to him. He turned my life around. It could have all gone backwards from there. So now we're looking back at pictures and documents and documentaries and understanding what it was like back then. So I think there will be a lot of interest when it is over.
I would hope that they'll realize that we were here, that we are sending them a message from 100 years ago that Fonthill was an active community. We had a school here, that the people who were here cared about the future, and I hope they appreciate it for the historical moment it is, and will appreciate that probably there's a lot of citizens here in Pelham who can trace back through their heritage and find that one of their ancestors went to this little high school back in the 60s.